Hello everyone, good morning. So today I finally got to test Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. It's a bit older phone, but it was always interesting for me because I think it's kind of unique in a few ways. And let's get into it. So the first thing you'll notice when looking at this phone is its huge camera bump on the back. So it's really fat, really thick, really nice. It has additional secondary display on it that you can use as camera viewfinder when shooting videos or photos. So it's kind of really useful. And here you have three lenses: main, ultra wide, and of course periscope 5 times zoom. Of course they're written 120 times zoom, but okay, on the front you have beautiful 120 Hz 1440p AMOLED display. It's very bright, even outside at sun. It's really nice. It's probably the best screen I've seen on any Xiaomi phone. You have secondary speaker, mic, and infrared blaster. I kind of always like to see that on the phone. I'll still use it today. On the bottom, Type-C charger for 67 watts charging, main speaker, and a dual SIM tray, and of course another mic. On front you only have, of course, gorgeous screen and small camera that shoots only in 1080p. On the back you have a Xiaomi logo and the camera bump I already mentioned. The thing you'll notice immediately while using this phone is how heavy it is. So it's 234 grams. It has big battery of 5000 milliamps and it has ceramic back. So that's what adds to its heftiness, and I have to say, for me, that is one of the main disadvantages of this phone, because I really need a phone to be below 200 grams to use it comfortably. This huge 6.81 inches display, it's really not friendly to use with one arm, one hand. So let's take a closer look at these cameras. So as you see, you have triple camera setup. The main camera is 50 megapixel f2.0, 1/1.12 inches sensor size, and it has pixel PDAF, laser autofocus, and of course optical image stabilization. The second camera, I think that should be the one, yeah. It is ultra wide, 48 megapixels, f2.2, and it also has a rather big sensor, 1/2. So it's kind of big for ultra wide. And the third camera is the periscope one, so it gives you 5 times optical zoom, so that's around 120 millimeters. And it's also 1/2 inches size, 48 megapixels, f4.1, and it also has optical image stabilization. Probably you will guess what is my problem with it. So the ultra wide camera is really nice to have, and that's great. The main camera, it's too wide. It's 24 millimeters. It's wider than most of cameras. And then you have huge hole between 24 millimeters to 120 millimeters. And the problem is the fun is somewhere in between. And that's why I'm not the biggest fan of this camera. Don't get me wrong, it's a great camera setup, but for me personally, I would not switch my Mi 10 Pro for it. And I'll show you in camera samples that when you, let's say, go digitally to 2x zoom, it's not the best quality. Okay, for the software side of things, you of course have Xiaomi's MIUI on it. It's a global version on this one with MIUI 14 based on top of Android 13. I'm not the biggest fan of Xiaomi throughout the history, but this one actually works pretty nice, pretty smooth. It's the same as on my Mi 10 Pro that I'm shooting this video with. It has cool features like very customizable, that's the word, always on display, so you can switch almost anything on it. It has few other things that you'll miss on other phones, like double tap to wake, double tap to sleep, and you also have additional settings for a rear display. So it's for this guy right here. Yeah, so you can switch how it will look. You have signature, some image you choose, or clock with the different colors. So when you apply it, it kind of changes. So yeah, really nifty thing, and it's kind of unique. I didn't see this on any other recent mainstream phone. Okay, so yeah, Xiaomi's MIUI standard. You have all your apps here, or you can choose to have app drawer. Under settings, you can change the grid. You can adjust if you'll have Google Discover or you'll have Xiaomi's App Vault. You can change the icons, the animations, and everything like that. When you swipe up, you have Google Search, and here you have Google Discover. You can add a whole lot of interesting widgets that we have from MIUI 14, sorry. And yeah, as for the pre-installed bloatware, it's not much. You have a few apps that you can easily deinstall. It's rather really clean. So yeah, I'm not using this one now for a few days to tell you that it is completely bug-free, so I can't verify that. Xiaomi will always have a few bugs, but I think for most of you it will be really nice. Gallery, stock gallery app is okay. It has built-in video and photo editor. I really would like when you step like here that you get the details, but no, you have to go like this and then details, and I'm kind of spoiled by Google Photos with that, but you can also use Google Photos always, and then you get that fine data we like to all dwell upon. Okay, let's take a look at camera interface. So standard for Xiaomi, you have all the menus and options on the right side and sub-menu sub-options here. So photo, video, documents, portrait, night. Under night you also have night video. I'll shoot that later, so I'll put it as a sample. And under more you have time-lapse, supermoon, panorama, and all these other cool modes. I kind of dig the multicam mode. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Okay, Pro mode is always one of the things I like the most about Xiaomi phones. So you can change contrast, sharpness, and saturation. You can shoot at 15 megapixel, so high res to use. You can apply filters, and of course full manual controls for focus, ISO value, exposure. You can shoot with all lenses. There are also things like focus peaking and exposure verification, so very nice for Xiaomi. Also under the Pro mode you have a Pro mode for video with all the same controls, and that's really nice. Okay, when you're in a basic photo mode and you want to shoot with preview on the back screen, you just press this little button here, and you have a rear display preview, and there we are. So really useful when shooting, I don't know, group selfies with the main cameras and something, because you will not shoot it with a front camera because it's not really nice. It's not really good. It's I don't know why, but Xiaomi doesn't really invest in front-facing cameras. Okay, video options. You support HDR. It supports HDR video up to 4K 30. When you disable it, HDR, you have options to go 4K 60 or 8K 24 frames per second. Video quality is decent. I'll throw in some samples later. Portrait mode, it's basic portrait mode. It's shot, let's just take a look. So, as you can see, it's not very blurry in the background. And if I'm not mistaken, this is shot maybe, just a second. Yeah, with the main camera, but it's quite cropped in, so I don't know. Or maybe it's not main camera. No, it's main camera. Okay. So, may I take the full body portrait? Yes, I can. Okay, let's try it like this. What the hell? Okay. Okay. Boop. Yeah, now you do it. Now it kind of blurs the background. Sorry for the dust here. And the edges are great. So yeah, there's the portrait mode for you. Under the photo mode, you have basic options like HDR, flashlight, a few filters, and of course you can change the resolution, timer. You can enter macro mode, and yeah. Okay, one other thing I would like to show you is time-lapse mode. So time-lapse mode is great because you can choose how speed up will be, and you have kind of hints. So it says plants, dusk, sunrises and sunsets, clouds, street. So yeah, and duration, you can set it to be for 20 minutes, 40, 80. So how many minutes do you want it to shoot? And of course you can put it on infinity. Okay, one other thing I didn't mention, sorry. When you're, let's say, in pro mode, you have a timed burst mode. So you can adjust it here. You can tell it to take, I don't know, 600 photos with 1 second between each photo. So when you like making time lapse with the photos, or time lapse at the evening when you want to do star astrophotography or anything, that is probably the best option for it. Okay, side note, using this one for a few minutes now, and I can tell you it's rather hot already. So that's kind of main disadvantage of Snapdragon 888. It's a decent chipset, very powerful, but not very power efficient, and it gets hot a lot. Okay, and for the end of this video, I have few photo samples that I would like to show you. So first I would like to demonstrate how digital crop is never good as real optics. So on the left we have Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, and on the right we have Mi 11 Ultra with 2x digital zoom and with real 2x lens. And even though the focus is not the same, you can still see the difference in quality. That's just abnormal what you get with the real zoom lens. So that's my problem with Mi 11 Ultra. Big hole between 24 millimeters and 120 millimeters. Okay, let's go further. So this is 1x shot, so you can see beautiful background blur because of the huge sensor that's in it. Just really pleasure to use. Also 1x shot. Here you can see how this is in focus, and just 1 centimeter away it's blurred. So really nice. Yet again 1x shot, fair amount of details on it. Even if you crop in, you'll get semi-decent photo. And this is 5x shot, really decent for 5x and these light conditions. Really nice. Okay, here we have ultra wide. You can see it's a bit burned here in the middle. Main shot, very nice,
very nice balanced shadows and highlights, and 5x shot. That is really probably the best 5x lens I've tested ever so far, at least. Again, the same thing, ultra wide. It's actually not distort on the edges. 1x, it was all blurred, as you can see, so that's my fault. And 5x, very nice, sharp and detailed. Oh, I already did the 1x here, yeah. You can see the details are really nice. Could have been less sharper that bit, but that's kind of with Xiaomi, they always tend to over sharpen things. Again, 1x shot, really nice. Look at the contrast between this flower and this one, and they're just like few millimeters away. Okay, when you're shooting at the sky, you'll tend to get blue colors that are more blue than your eye can see. So don't like that. And you can see how HDR here is very aggressive. And the greenery is also kind of messy if you look at the distance. This is a 10x shot. This is 15x shot, still kind of usable. Okay, just a photo of my dog. For some reason it will not focus on it, but it focuses on the background. Same thing here. This is shot of a leaf. Really nice details. 5x shot. So here is where this background compression comes in handy. You get some really nice separation here and details. As you can see, there are some weird white dots in the background, but when you zoom out, it's not much visible. Again, 1x shot, nothing interesting. 10x, you can see a lot of birds here, a lot of details in the background. Really, really nice. I think for travelers, this one is actually very, very good. For people that don't care about those 2 or 3x shots. Zooms. Yeah, just birds flying. Really nice details. Again, flowers with the 5x zoom. Splendid. Just my dog, again, running. Again, blurry. Oh, what can you do? I don't have one sharp photo of my dog with this phone. Unbelievable. Okay, this one is kind of sharp. We'll give that them. It's actually a bit over sharped. Okay, this is portrait mode. As you can see, artificial separation, and it's actually quite decent. Portrait shot of my friend. This behind me was very, very bright light, so this is actually very, very impressive that it did this. Okay, just shot of a sunset. Nothing too special, but very nice, very usable. The same shot with the 5x zoom. Nice, sharp. You can also see windmills far, far, far away. Same thing. I think this is maybe 10, 15, something like that. So the main sensor of this camera is actually really nice. Okay, when you zoom in, it kind of falls apart because it sharpens a bit. This is again 5 or 10x shot. Nice detailed. Not the best out there, but best I've tested so far. Okay, low light shots. This is 1x. As you can see, the highlights are quite burned, and low lights are not the best, also not in the focus. So yeah, I've seen better from a lot of phones, but if you install Gcam, yeah, I think this can be fixed. This is with the night mode turned on, the same thing, poor results. This is in my house, so as you can see, HDR is actually excellent. You can see shadows here, you can read the titles of the books, and the highlights are not blown away. You can still see the color of the texture on the lamp and my retarded face here. Okay, let's go one more. So this is from the night mode shot. I think 3-second exposure. Most of those night mode shots are blurry, so probably stay away from the night shot. But on 5x camera, use night shot because they're not blurry and they are pretty good. You have to consider this is tiny sensor and not the brightest aperture, so this is actually excellent for 5x camera. Again, very low light, not the best result. And yet again, and with the night mode it tends to be kind of better here, but not the best night mode I've seen. 5x shot with the night mode, it's artistic, it's usable. Few more quick night shots. So ultra wide, normal, and 5x. Ultra wide, normal, 5x. Ultra wide, normal, 5x. So all three lenses are okay. Don't use night mode on the main lens, use it on ultra wide and telephoto, and that's it. So my conclusion for this phone is great hardware, bit heavy, decent video, decent photos, versatile camera, not the best battery life, good chipset, not the best. Here in Croatia you can buy it for around 400 euros used, and for that money you can't get any better actually. So yeah, would I recommend it in 2023? Actually I would. Thank you for staying this long and see you in the next video.